You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, YNR fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. I have a huge question for you guys. Do you think that Nikki Newman killed Claire Grace's parents? Is there a DUI scandal that has sparked this revenge plot on Young and the Restless? So we don't know much about Genoa City newcomer Claire Grace other than her parents died in a car accident, and she was raised by her great aunt who she doesn't seem to love over much. It seems like it might have been a stressful environment. At the same time that she landed a sweet, sweet job at Newman Media, Claire also seems hyper-focused on getting close to Nikki Newman. Is this about revenge? We've got some things to unpack here, but first, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. So the official spoilers for season 51 of YNR said Nikki Newman finds herself challenged by an unexpected adversary. If you notice, though, Nikki is hyper-focused on Adam Newman, and she's certain he's this big looming threat. She is wildly off the mark. For a change, Adam does not seem to be plotting anything other than proving himself to his father. And yes, he does believe Victor's little reindeer games, but that doesn't make him bad or that he's looking to take advantage. It's him being a concerned son. But because Nikki can't see past Adam, she likely will not expect the threat that's coming her way. Every episode that we see more of Haley Erin's new character, Claire Grace, the more obvious it is that she is obsessed with the Newman family and specifically Nikki. I have two theories about how Claire may be tied to Nikki, and both of them are about revenge. First, let's talk about the one that's less soapy to me, the one that I hope it's not, but I still have to entertain it, so I want to tell you guys about it. So Claire Grace might be a secret family member of Nikki's. There has been a ton of speculation that Claire might be a secret child of Victor's, but she seems pretty young for that, okay? But she could be a secret child of Nick's. There's a big enough age gap there to make it possible. But given her fixation on Nikki, I feel like that's the side of the family she's from, if indeed she is a secret Newman. A decade ago, if you'll remember, Young and the Restless introduced us to Dylan McAvoy, a secret son from Nikki Newman's past that she'd given up for adoption. This kid didn't even exist until they wanted to bring Steve Burton over from General Hospital. This was back in the Jill Farron Phelps era because she was good buddies with Steve. So they created this character. And remember, Dylan's dad is Paul Williams, who's now off the show. Claire is the absolute right age to be Nikki's granddaughter, possibly Dylan McAvoy's daughter. With Dylan gone off into witness protection, they could certainly add Claire to his family tree because Dylan doesn't have a whole lot of backstory because he got dropped in, I think it was like 2013 or so. He got dropped in and they did a retcon and they created this retroactive child and fling between Nikki and Paul. With Heather Stevens in town right now, who of course is Paul's daughter, it would give Claire some family, even though Paul seems to be permanently written off of Young and the Restless, according to his betrayer, Doug Davidson. But Paul's not the only choice. Nikki could have had a child with someone else that she gave up for adoption, someone who maybe their father is Ian Ward, for instance. It would be wicked if Nikki and Ian were Claire's grandparents. And again, I don't think that Claire is Nikki's daughter. Just the ages are wildly wrong. They're kind of wrong for her to be Nikki's daughter, Victor's daughter. She would have to be a granddaughter, okay? So one of the things that has me thinking Nikki could be blood related to Claire is their love for and aptitude for music. Nikki is a concert pianist of great talent, and Claire is a skilled flautist. That's what you call a flute player, by the way, a flautist. So I'm pretty certain that the season 51 spoiler about an unexpected adversary is about Claire Grace, because anybody else that's on screen already, would be an adversary that Nikki might expect. Whether it's Nate or Adam or Audra or Tucker, she would see them coming a mile away. Claire, however, would be a total blindside. So my first theory is that Claire wants revenge because she grew up with almost no family. And if Nikki's her grandmother, Claire might be looking for kind of a similar sort of payback that Adam sought when he first came into Victor's life. But my second theory is much more dramatic and soapy, and that I find more interesting. I will say there are no spoilers to confirm either of my theories. Just to be clear, there's also no spoilers to confirm any of the other theories that are floating out there in the soap verse. And we're going to talk about a couple of those before we're done, because I want to just debunk some of the more outrageous ones. So to my second theory, you guys know Nikki Newman is a recovered/recovering alcoholic. There's no cure for the disease, so recovered or recovering is the right terminology. And Nikki has had some drunk driving incidences in her past. What if there's one we've not heard about before? Remember, Claire Grace said her parents died in a car accident when she was young. What if it was a hit and run DUI when Nikki Newman had fallen off the wagon and got behind the wheel of a car? The timing would absolutely fit for Nikki's past. So Haley Erin is 29, so her character, I am going to guess, would be mid to late 20s. They're probably playing her at about the same age that she is in real life. She does look younger. I wouldn't say that she's less than 25. I don't think she said her age before, but I could be wrong. So that would put her parents dying, let's say 20 to 25 years ago, if she's 25 to 29. That would be the late 90s, early 2000s. Nikki has had several instances where she suffered an alcoholic relapse during those windows of time. She suffered a bunch of relapses, if you guys are long-time Young and the Restless watchers. She's also been known to get behind the wheel while drinking. There is no DUI arrest in her history tying to this time period, but if Nikki was completely and totally blackout drunk, she might not even recall bashing into another car and killing people, and Victor would absolutely clean up the mess for her. So it's entirely plausible that they do this retcon, which is where they rewrite history to some extent to make a current storyline fit. Okay, so it's plausible that Nikki could have plowed into Claire's parents while drunk, killing them, and she doesn't even know she did it, because Victor is definitely one to clean up his family's murderous messes. Remember when Nick Newman killed Ashland Locke and Victor had his people stuff Ashland into a car and drive him off a cliff to cover it up? This is exactly the kind of mess that Victor would clean up for Nikki, and I could definitely see Victor never telling her that she had killed a couple while driving under the influence. Claire might have even been in the car with them and have survived. You just don't know. I think we'll find out more soon. And of course, we're going to have to wait for more spoilers to see what is really going on with Claire Grace on Y&R. Of the two theories that I've suggested, I really think Nikki killing her parents would be so much soapier and dramatic. And I think it would be kind of karmic, since Nikki has been so verbally abusive to Adam and saying nasty things to him and about him. And if it came out that she killed Claire's parents, maybe Nikki would step back from her accusations about Adam, given the revelations of her own dark past. So I've seen some other completely outrageous theories that I would like to address real quick. Number one, Claire is the child of Tucker and Diane, a secret kid. I say no to this, and no to the persistent rumors that Tucker is secretly married to Diane. It's just not true. Tucker came back into her life not long before Diane came back to Genoa City, and their private conversations when no one else is around are how you can tell what people's real relationships are. They would talk about their past. They would talk about a past marriage. They would talk about if they were ever romantic or shared a child. None of that is true. Just check that one right off the list. There's The second one, completely insane rumor that Claire is really Coco Spectra, Sally's younger sister. This makes zero sense. This is just people pulling stuff right out of their backsides. If you watched her on Bold, Coco Spectra is a really nice girl, not one to be lurking around, lying about her name, and out looking for revenge. And Coco Spectra has no reason to be getting revenge from the Newmans. Another reason this is ludicrous. Coco and Sally's parents were carny grifters, and as far as we know, they are alive and well, still running cons, so it doesn't align to Claire's stated history. This is just ridiculous. Don't click on this stuff, y'all. So the third one, Claire is Tucker's daughter or his spy. These suggestions, again, just don't make much sense because Claire is very focused on Nikki, and Tucker McCall has got no skin in the game to come after Nikki, to really come after Victor. There's no agenda there that makes sense. This is just speculation by outlets who make up nonsense. They churn articles from other people that have written nonsense. A lot of these writers don't even actually watch the soap or know it. It's all just hoo-ha, you guys. So in the end, of course, we will have to wait for more official spoilers to unfold on exactly who is Claire Grace and what is her agenda and why is she so focused on Nikki specifically and the Newmans at large. My two theories, again, one, she's Nikki's granddaughter, possibly. Number two, and this is the one I like better, is that she is the daughter of victims of Nikki's drunken antics. I'm leaning towards the latter, and I do wonder what extremes Claire might go to for revenge, whatever her agenda is. But that's a topic for another video. Drop your comments below. Please click subscribe if you haven't, and definitely a like if you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Who do you think Claire is? Have you heard these other ridiculous rumors? If you had, I hope you're not giving these people clicks because they're just, speaking of carny grifter con artist. Anyway, all right, we'll see who Claire is, but clearly she's got a grudge against Nikki, and I think one of my theories is pretty plausible. We'll see. Thanks for talking soaps with me every single day. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.